to another edition of my GRCC Story. I'm Dave Murray.
I'm Kaylee Potgetter.
And today we have a super special guest. Missy Gheorghiu was an honors program student here at GRCC, and she has some special programs to help all of our students do a little better and connect with some of the challenges they're facing to help them become better students here on campus. Missy, what's your GRCC story? What made you decide to come to Grand Rapids Community College?
This is my first time ever attending college, and I graduated from high school in 2000. So everything's totally different. I had to, number one, learn how to use a computer.
So what's it been like coming back to school? And besides from technology and computers, I'm sure that's been a big change, especially in the last few years. What made you decide to come back to school and GRCC specifically?
I have a friend that told me that I should go to college, and I'm good with numbers, and he's like, you should go into finance. So I decided, okay, I'll try it. And GRCC is local, and they do stuff online, which I need to do since I'm a single mom of 3. And so I decided to start here.
Awesome. What's your major? Or what do you hope to do with the degree you earn here?
I have gotten accepted to U of M.
Nice.
I start there next fall. I'm debating on if I want to do their honors program or not because I qualify for that. And I am doing a combined BBA, MBA in finance. So I will be getting my master's in probably less than 3 years.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And you're an honor student here at Grand Rapids Community College.
And I am also a PTK officer here.
Okay.
And I just got accepted into the Psi Beta Psychology honors program as well.
Incredible. That's fantastic. What made you decide to look into the honors program while you're here? Because it's a little bit extra work, but it's very challenging, and I don't know, people have a great experience with it. What made you decide to seek that out?
I got an email over the summer before I started in 2021 asking if I'd be interested because my GPA from high school way long ago qualified me to be in the honors program. And I thought it over, and I started looking over the information that Mike Shavy had sent. And the number one reason that I wanted to do it is they offer stipends throughout the program.
Oh.
So they actually pay you to take it.
That's cool.
Yep. So that was the first reason. And then, getting to know professors more personally. And he let my children come along to some of the events, which they absolutely love. And just digging deeper into the different classes that I had taken. And knowing that I'd be able to take that with me was a big deal.
Would you recommend that to other students who are high-achieving students in high school?
Yes. Or even high-achieving here that haven't been on it and want to do it, you can still get in. It's a great program. You can finish it in a year, or you can take 3 years, whatever you want to do at your course pace.
That's wonderful.
So for any of our listeners who might not be familiar with the honors program, can you tell us a little bit about what it entails? Are they taking special classes? I know there's some projects involved.
Yep. You start out in what's called Honors 101. And since I'm an online student, I did it online. It's an accelerated course. It's 7 weeks. It kind of gets you into learning what it's about and doing some group work with some of the other members in your class. And then they explain to you what the projects are and how they need to be done. And you need to do 4 projects. You can do them in any classes. I actually did 2 projects in one class by one of the professors. So that was nice. And then after you finished your projects, you do what's called the capstone course. And that's the final course where you do your big capstone project that is for the community as well as the school. And then after that, you've completed the program.
That's pretty neat. And so you did a program, or project, I should say, that helped a lot of people.
I did.
And I know a lot of folks might not realize the challenges that so many students face. Here at GRCC in 2020, there was a survey, and we learned that at least 48% of GRCC students have at least one basic need in security. So in fall of 2020, just about 30% of students had food insecurity at some point during the year, and about 40% had some kind of housing insecurity, and 11% wrestled with homelessness. So there are a lot of challenges out there. So you must have recognized something that made you decide, I'm going to help folks out.
At the first day of the capstone course, when it was explained of what we need to do and make it a community requirement, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I have 3 children who are constantly growing, and clothing, it can be very expensive. And I always have giant piles of clothing in my house that need to be donated. And I knew that other people could benefit from it. And I had been to a clothing exchange in the past, and it had such a great turnover. So I wanted to do that for the school.
That's awesome. How, what other types of projects were connected with your honors program?
The first project that I did was, I wrote a business plan. And I run a small business out of my home. And I do vinyl work that you see on water bottles and shirts. And I have a couple friends that own businesses, and I do all the logo T-shirts and whatnot for them. So my business professor helped me write a complete business plan that is a living document so that I can take it with me. And if I wanted to go to a bank right now and get a loan for my business, I'm able to do that because I have all the documentation necessary for it.
That's awesome. To go back to the clothing part for a second, I know that one of the goals was to create a safe space for the LGBTQ community to find clothing. What sparked that aspect of it?
My partner, Kim, is the one that really wanted to make sure that we made it inclusive for everyone. And there's a lot of stuff that some people feel shy about and just don't feel comfortable going to that setting. So we wanted to make sure that on the flyers that we passed out and the advertising that we did, that was considered a safe place for everyone.
That's neat.
Awesome. So what happened? We know that you had this clothing drive back in December, correct? November. Yes. When class was still in session, and you guys had it at the field house.
We did.
And I was able to stop by and see lots of tables of lots of clothing for all ages, all sizes, even some shoes, purses, all sorts of things. So what was kind of the reaction that you guys got from it?
It was very successful. The only downfall that we had saw was that huge snowstorm that we had. So like the rest of the county was canceled. My children didn't have school. Everybody else didn't. So it was kind of, I live out in Rockford, so it's kind of a big deal getting down here. So we didn't have as big of a turnout as we wanted. And then we also did it the week of Thanksgiving, not realizing that a lot of people didn't have class that week or were already out of town. So for those 2 downfalls, we did really well for the people that came. There was staff and faculty that came in and were able to pick up items and donated. We advertised through a lot of different professors, so they offered extra credit to their classes if they'd bring in donations or come and shop. So we had a couple lists of people that could write their names down, so that helped bring traffic in.
Awesome. And do you know like how much clothing was collected, or how much was given out?
We had 12 8-foot tables that were mounding with clothes.
Okay. That's awesome. And then what happens when it's all done? If there's any clothing left?
There was a lot of clothing left because we got a lot of donations. Mm-hmm. We had partnered with Mel Trotter. They come and pick up, which is one of the only charities that do, and had it organized to where when our event ended, that they'd show up at the side doors and they could just open up their truck, roll right in, and grab all the clothes. And they were shocked at how much we had for them, that they had to call their supervisor and ask which location to send it to because there were so many donations. They didn't have room in their initial area.
That's wonderful. So you were able to help people here at GC or GRCC and then also beyond.
Yep.
Awesome. And I know you're having some conversations as well right now about creating more opportunities for students, faculty, staff to have access to affordable or free clothing, which I think is just amazing, the long-term impacts that these projects are having. So can you tell us, I know it's very grassroots and it's just starting, but can you tell us a little bit about those conversations?
Yes. Before that conversation, though, for the winter semester of the capstone course, I was asked to come back and pitch our project to see if anyone else wanted to take it on. And there were some students that were interested, and I think that there is going to be another clothing exchange through the honors course as well.
Awesome.
But Student Life, that has the pantry area, reached out and would like to have this all the time. So they're looking at having a room where there's always clothing that is accessible for students.
That's wonderful. And GRCC's food pantry has grown tremendously. I think when the pandemic struck and we became more aware of the need, so many folks just need some help. And if you don't know where your next meal is coming from, or you're having trouble paying your bills, studying becomes even more challenging.
It does.
Good for you for helping folks out.
Thank you.
So as someone who was away from education for a while and then came on back, are you surprised that you're doing so well, or is it what you thought? Because you're knocking it out of the park. You're doing really well.
I honestly didn't know what to expect at all. I knew high school was, like I said, a long time ago, and I did really well in high school, but now I have 3 small children, so I juggle my children and my house and being a mom, but I put the time into all my studying, and it's really paid off. And I also reach out to any and all professors at the beginning of every semester and introduce myself, let them know who I am, let them know I'm an honor student and also a PTK officer, and tell them what I'm expecting. And yeah.
What advice would you give for other folks who maybe of a similar age and are thinking, I don't know if I can go back. I don't know if I can do this. Things have changed so much. What advice would you give them?
Do it. You don't have to be a full-time student like I am. You can do it part-time. Last semester, I took 5 classes. I completed an honors project, plus I did the capstone project, and I'm an officer for PTK, so I come and do stuff on campus for that as well, and I did it.
Are there some resources or supports on campus that you've used or would recommend to students?
I do my stuff online, so I haven't utilized a whole lot of stuff here. If I've needed anything, I usually contact the professors directly. One thing that I have done that I really like is using the tutoring labs. And it not always just because I don't know what I'm doing, but so that they can check my work. And I made really good friends with Brian Daly. He's a great guy. Have him as a professor if you can.
That's outstanding.
And all of those tutoring resources are available online as well.
They are.
That's awesome. And has there been any struggles doing online school, or has it been flexible and accessible and pretty
Doing
seamless?
it online is not anything live like the virtual. So I can do it when I want, when is convenient for me. So my schedule is usually after I drop my kids off at school, so I'll start at 8:30 in the morning, and I have to be done by 2:30 so that I can pick them up. And then once they're home, I'm not doing anything because I can't concentrate with 3 children.
For sure.
So we're able to schedule classes, and you're able to schedule your studying around your home and work responsibilities.
Yes, which has been ideal for me.
Now, maybe a lot of older students don't realize they can take part in activities like Phi Theta Kappa. How did you get involved in that?
I got, when I got my first Dean's List letter, it said with that I was able to join Phi Theta Kappa. And so I did. I knew it would be a good mark on my transcript. And then I went to their first in-person commencement ceremony. And then from there, I asked afterwards to be an officer. And Lene Selberg let me in, and here I am.
That's fantastic. Is there anything else you think people should know, either about the work that you're doing for your projects or about coming back as a non-traditional student?
It's very rewarding. I also just received the Michigan Academic Award, which is available to, right now it's 1 of 3 students in all of GRCC. So I get to go to Lansing soon and see if I made All USA.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Missy, for sharing your story. It's inspiring. And I love that you're able to not just come and be successful, but help others come here and be successful and find resources to help them along the way. Anyone who's interested in coming to GRCC and looking into the honors program. It's grcc.edu/honors. There'll be more information there. And until next time, I'm Dave Murray.
I'm Kaylee Potgetter.
And Missy Gheorghiu.
Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
My GRCC Story is hosted by Dave Murray and Kaylee Potgetter of Grand Rapids Community College and recorded by the IT Media Technologies Department with editing by Connor Bardalis. Visit grcc.tv for more.